But my father grew up in a what I guess you would call nowadays an Irish ghetto outside of Boston.
All of a sudden, McCarthy disappeared just like a ghost. Imagine him doing a thing like that. Sure, he was a terrible host. But nobody knows what happened to McCarthy. The devil of salt could tell just where he went. But a brick came through the air and it landed on O'Hare, and everyone at the party knew McCarthy must be there. Yet nobody knows just where McCarthy went to, for he kept disappearing now and then.
But he met another classmate of his, and they put together this little act. They both played ukuleles in short order. Didn't take them long. They started like 17 or 18 years old. By the time they were 22, 23, they were top of the line. They were headline acts on the Keith Vaudeville circuit. And by the time they were 25, they were playing top of the line, the Mecca of vaudeville. They played the Palace in New York as a headline act. That was the top of the line. You didn't get any better than that. At the time when vaudeville died and the transition, a lot of these people had to make a transition into nightclub work or into the burgeoning radio. Well, radio was already well established, but the beginning of television, a lot of them had to make that transition. Some people made that transition quite successfully. Others not so successfully. My father and Max had an opportunity to replace Bing Crosby and the Rhythm Boys with the Paul Whiteman Orchestra, which was then on the biggest radio orchestra. And they auditioned for it and got the job, which would have been a big jump for them because it was a national show. But my father's partner didn't want to move out to California. He had family in Boston and New England. His kids were in school there. His wife had family. And he didn't want to do it. So they turned it down. And it was a mistake. And it was the kind of mistake that I think he regretted all his life. One of those things that it always came up periodically. Gee, if we'd only taken that. He tried not to show it, but it came out in subtle ways.
He said, I'll have a crumpet and a bit of English tea. Next day they found him swimming east about 10 miles at sea. And nobody knows what happened to McCarthy. Casey would waltz with the strawberry blonde and the band played on. He'd waltz across the floor with the girl.
Charming, enormously charming fellow. Loved the ladies, loved the attention ladies bestowed upon him. And he was not really well adjusted to marriage, let's put it that way. He loved the idea of a family, but he was too much of a wild man. He was too much of a free spirit. He wanted to have the family, but do whatever he wanted to do.
Right.
So the constraints that culture and society puts upon us, he did not like to abide by all of the rules. So he lived life a bit on the shall we say cavalier side. You know, he was a fun lover and wanted to have a good time. But he was a very attentive father. He wanted the best for his boys, and he was willing to spend lots of money to see that we got the opportunities he didn't have.
Don't sit there mumbling, talking trash. If you want to have a ball, you gotta go and spend some cash and let the good times roll, baby. Oh, baby. And I don't care if you're old. Get yourself together and let the good times roll. Hey.